my name is Kat, and today I'm going to be talking about the March releases I am most excited for and my possible TBR for the month. So I mentioned last month that I might be switching up the way I do TBRs, and this is how I've decided to switch that up. Because I like to stay up to date on new releases, I thought I would share with you all the March releases that I am most looking forward to. I'm not necessarily going to be reading all of these books, but I will definitely be reading some of them. I'm also going to briefly share the other books that aren't new releases but are near the top of my TBR pile, and I'll be reading some of those this month too. Does that sound good? I think it sounds good. Let's start! So first up, I have a book that I will definitely be reading this month, and that is Panic by Lauren Oliver. Panic is coming out on March 4th, and it is actually the next book in the Book of the Month read-along book club type thing that started last month with Control. We've adopted the name Booksplosion for this book club type thing we're doing. You know, books are awesome and explosions are awesome, so a booksplosion is like really awesome. But yeah, myself and these wonderful people are all going to be reading Panic throughout the month, and then we're going to have a live show discussion on April 5th. So yeah, if you want to read along with us, everyone is welcome. There is a Goodreads group you can join. You don't have to, it's optional, and just read Panic sometime in the next month. It's a pretty straightforward, not a lot of rules kind of situation. I really love Lauren Oliver's writing, so needless to say, I am very excited to get my hands on this book. This is a standalone contemporary novel about this group of teenagers who play this dangerous, fear-facing kind of game called Panic. It just sounds so thrilling and exciting, and I want it in my life right now. But I have to wait like 2 more days. We're using the slightly grammatically incorrect hashtag Don't Panic. We can't have apostrophes in a hashtag, so what you gonna do? I'm really digging this whole book club thing, and I'm just looking forward to reading another book with a bunch of other people. It's been so much fun so far, and I'm liking where this train is going. Like, I'd like to stay on board. Choo choo! Next up, I have another book that I am definitely buying and most likely going to be reading this month as well, and that is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This also comes out on March 4th and is actually a bind-up of 5 novellas, most of which have already been released as ebooks. I love the characters and the world of the Throne of Glass series, and I love that these novellas are long novellas. Like, each one is almost 100 pages, so this bind-up is like 500 pages. It's like a prequel book almost. And the cover, can we take a second to appreciate how awesome this cover is? I really love the new designs, and this one is my favorite so far, because we haven't seen the Heir of Fire cover yet. Waiting for that one. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to spending more time in this world and more time with Selena. She's a pretty kick-ass character, gotta say. Next up, I have Deathsworn by Leah Seipes. This is another March 4th release. It's a big day for book releases. I really loved Mistwood by Leah Seipes, and this is the first book in a new fantasy series, so I'm just all over it. This book is about a girl named Eleni who loses her magic and therefore her place in society. So she's kind of shunned and sent away to become the new tutor for this secret group of assassins. She has to teach them magic without revealing that she herself has lost her magic, and she must also figure out what happened to the previous tutors because they both died under mysterious circumstances, and maybe she's next. I've really been getting into high fantasy lately, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love this book. Next up, I have Half Bad by Sally Green. This is another March 4th release, though obviously I have an early copy. Like many other booktubers you may have seen lately, I also received this from Penguin Penguin for possible review. There's a lot of hype around this book, so I'm really interested to see if it lives up to it. It's set in a modern day London with good witches and bad witches. The main character has a white witch mother and a black witch father, so he is half bad. Or half good, depending on how you look at it. So whoever titled this book is a pessimist. But yeah, maybe I will get around to this one, or maybe I will wait a little bit and see if it lives up to the hype or not. And the final March release I am going to talk about today is Dangerous by Shannon Hale. This is another March 4th release. Are there any other books coming out on a different day? Because I haven't heard of all that many. I actually haven't read anything by Shannon Hale yet, which is shameful, I know, because I've heard amazing things about her books, and I'm thinking this might be my first Shannon Hale book because it just sounds so cool. It's about a girl whose middle name is Danger. Seriously, her name is Maisie Danger Brown, and she goes to this NASA-like summer camp and discovers a conspiracy that threatens to annihilate Earth and all humans. Doesn't that sound awesome? I mean, not the annihilation of all humans part, but the other parts leading up to that, and hopefully preventing that. I've been realizing lately that I really enjoy sci-fi. I never considered myself a sci-fi lover, but it's kind of happening. It's becoming a thing. So yeah, those are the 5 new releases of March that I am most excited about, and I will be reading some of those books, but I will also be reading some of the following books. First, I have Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, and this is something I am definitely going to be reading. In fact, as you are watching this video, I'm probably reading it. I'm on a plane reading this book. I'm also thinking about reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss because I'm just so intrigued by this book and the hype surrounding it, and I'm definitely going to read it soon. Maybe soon in the March sense. We'll see. Also, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell is right at the top of my TBR. In fact, I would have taken this book on the plane with me, except I didn't want to giggle like a crazy person in public, so I'm gonna have to wait until I can read this in the privacy of my own home, but as soon as I can do that, I'ma do it. So those are like my top 3 that I am most likely going to be reading in March, and then I just have a whole bunch of maybes. In the comments of my last haul video, a lot of you guys were really excited about Codename Verity and Rose Under Fire, so maybe I'll get into these. I still really want to read the Ransom Riggs books, so maybe I'll stop procrastinating and finally get to reading these. There's also a couple of duology conclusions I want to get to, like Perfect Love and Split Second. Or maybe I'll just marathon the rest of the Under the Never Sky trilogy with Through the Evernight and Into the Still Blue. We'll see. I'm not committing to anything right now because I'm living a freer reading life these days, and I'm liking it. But if you do have any suggestions for which books I should read and maybe review, then definitely let me know. I will take your comments into consideration, but you know, this is no longer a democracy. It's a bookocracy, and I am the booktator. That sounds like it has something to do with potatoes. Anyways, that is it. Those are some of the books I will be reading in March, and that is everything I had for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night, and I will have another vlog up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye! I didn't block you good enough. You saw me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Let's get started. What is up with this? Move along. Don't focus on it. Just books. Books. I'll get out of the way. Here. Books. Oh, that chair. That stupid chair. Chair and books. Welcome to a new vlog. Chair and books. About that annoying girl in the way. You can still hear her though. This channel's not that great. Dislike.